Hi everyone, Piet Callemeyn here. I hope you're having an awesome day. So welcome in the third video in this Rigid Flex Design walkthrough project. So in our previous two videos, I've introduced the Rigid Flex basics, how you can make your own stackups, how you can set up everything in Altium to do that. Now in this video, I would like to show you some basics, and we're going to focus specifically on Rigid Flex, of course, bending lines, split lines, all these things, how you can actually do a PCB layout in Altium of a Rigid Flex design. So first of all, let's start off where we ended in our last video. So we have been using layer stackups, we have made them ourselves, and we have also used existing manufacturer stackup files. So this is a manufacturer stackup file that I will be using here for our PCB layout. It is again based on the one that we have been discussing before in the previous video. So it's a 2-layer stackup. This is the rigid part, so there's an FR4 core, there's a top layer, there's a bottom layer, and then on the flexible side, of course, you have your polyimide substrate, and then you have your top side conductivity layer, and then there is a part solder mask. We see that reflected here in this layer stack as well. So what you see in the board layer stack is all these layers that are defined. If I first select the flex, you see you have a top solder mask, top side polyimide, and also the thickness is 0.0435. That is exactly what you will find back in this document. Same thing over here, but that's what we have been discussing before. So that's the stackup that we will be using. Now, in terms of schematic, I'll make it very simple for this project, but just to give you an idea. So we have a microcontroller, a small one. There's a small temperature sensor and a USB-C connector. Now, the PCB dock is still empty. I've just added an empty PCB dock, and let's go ahead here. So I'll first start with importing. So when the components are imported, we can shift everything to the PCB. So we have our microcontroller, we have our USB-C connector, and then we have a temperature sensor. And let's say that we want to have that shifted out a bit further away from the electronics, like this. So the temperature sensor, of course, there will be a flex connection in between this rigid part and this rigid part that we're going to define. USB-C connector. So again, this is of course not a functioning circuit, but it's just to give you the idea. First of all, I'm going to make the board much smaller, of course. So you can do that by going to board planning mode, and then you edit the board shape. The PCB edge can go all the way up to this part. And then I'm going to shift this one out a bit as well. What I always do is also set my origin to the lower left corner. So let's do that again here as well. And there we are. So for the time being, things are looking like this. That's of course not a Rigid Flex design yet. So how can we define this? How can we proceed with this? Well, first of all, you need to go back to the board planning mode. So you can do that by pressing number 1 on your keyboard, and then you go to design, define split line. So first of all, I'm going to select this part to have the split line over here like this. And then same thing on the other side, of course. So we define a split line as well. And then in that way we have layer stack regions. Now, if you would look in 3D, nothing has changed. We still have your rigid PCB, but now we can set up everything. So go back to board planning mode, and then if you double click, you can define these layer stack regions. So the left side, I'll call that rigid left. That will be a rigid part. It will not be 3D locked because that will be the part that will be moving, and layer stack is just board layer stack. So for the right side, we'll do the same thing. I'll call it rigid right. That one will be 3D locked. And then the inner part, that will be flex. So you design, or you select flex over here. You see that it is not allowed to 3D lock a flexible region, which is of course very logical because this part will bend. So if you click it, you'll get the error, it will be deselected for you, like this. Now, if you now have a look in 3D, you'll see that things have changed. So what we do see is that we have the two rigid parts underneath. There's a flexible connection between these two. And if I press the key number 5, then things will even start moving for us. So this is how you get started for a rigid flex PCB layout. Now next up, I would like to make this part a bit smaller because this will be an extension. So it looks like this. This is now a fully rigid part. And this part I will alter as well. So we'll shift this one out all the way to the edge, let's say, the temperature sensor. And then we have a system that makes sense for a rigid flex design. So we have a controller and a connection. And then we have a temperature sensor that is isolated from the rest of the board by this flexible part. So again, if you press key number 5, you'll see that it will move. So this is a good start. Now we have defined split lines. You also see, if you go back to board planning mode, that there is a bending line. And this is interesting. I want to go a bit more in detail here on how you can define these bending lines to actually make sure that the system already in 3D will bend as it has to bend in your system. Right now, we see that there's only a 90-degree rotation that the system does. I would like to have this to be 180 degrees. Also, I would like to define it in the other direction. I want to have it end up on the other side, let's say, of the system. So how to define and how to change them? First of all, you will have to open the PCB panel. And then you select layer stack regions like this. So what you see over here, there's flex. You select flex again. And then you have that bending line that is defined over here. Now maybe let's go back to 2D and even board planning mode. So this is the bending line that we're talking about. You can set the radius. So maybe let's change it to 3 millimeters. And this is an important one, of course, to be in line with your design. Now we can also change, of course, the angle. So let's go back to 3D view and it will become much more clear how you can do that. So for instance, if you would change it to 180 degrees over here, what you'll see is that if you let the system bend, of course, it will bend 180 degrees. If you need to bend it towards the other side, it's a simple matter of making it minus 180 degrees. And then you see that we practically already have what we would like to have. So the sensor is here on the other side. Probably in your 3D model there is something in between, or there's a reason why you would use this setup with the flex. Now, just to show you a bit more, that will be maybe a less functional design, but how you can use these bending lines, let's add an extra one. So for that, we go back to the board planning mode, and then I'll add an extra one over here quite close to the PCB or to the rigid part, the microcontroller side. So you define a bending line, and I'll put it over here. And then what you see is that in your PCB panel, you have a new bending line. Now the radius, I'm going to change that to 1 millimeter in this case. And then interesting as well is the sequence. So this is the folding sequence. It means that first, if this is at 0, and if you would set this at 1, then first this fold will be done and then the next fold. So in 3D, how does that look like? Well, first we have a 90 degrees and then there's a 180 degrees. So by pressing 5 again, it will unfold and you will go back to your standard 3D view. Of course, the routing and layout will be the same as you have always done, but beware that you only have a top layer to work with in the flex part. If you try to make a bottom layer line, this will never be implemented in reality because as you see it over here, there's only top layer available in the flex part, the bottom layer is not available. But apart from that, it's pretty straightforward again to route or to do a layout of this as you would have done before in the standard rigid PCB design. So I hope this video was interesting for you. In our next video, we're going to look how we can integrate this 3D PCB model into existing mechanical design software. So that's for our fourth video in this design project. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.